Okay, so we are doing King's Quest 6. And all right, and that's good, and that's good. All right, so we're doing King's Quest 6. Here we go. Long ago in a castle kingdom called Daventry.
Alexander, here you are. Oh, you're still not thinking about Cosima, are you?
I suppose I am.
Son, it's been months. You've got to pull yourself together. After all, you only met her that once.
I know.
Have you discovered anything about the land of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's like she's just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
That's the girl that was trapped in that castle. Despite his family's concern, Alexander remains fermental in the thoughts of Cassandra. I think that's what he's saying. They're trying to do 3D animation. I think they should have stuck to the 2D animation. Again, the magic mirror. That must be Cassandra.
Alexander, I feel so alone. I don't know what to do. Alexander, I wish you were here.
Cosima! Wait!
Oh, Cosima.
Mother! Mother, come quick!
Alexander, what on earth? You're white as a ghost.
Mother, I saw Cosima. She was in the mirror.
In the mirror? The magic mirror?
Yes! And it showed me how to find her.
How?
The stars! I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander, if you really go...
It will be all right, Mother. I promise.
3 long months, Prince Alexander sailed the unknown seas. Wow, this is definitely early in computer graphic animation. I wonder how much this costs to have them make this. You notice there's no one else on the ship?
Land ho! Land ho! Land ho!
What is this? Pirates? He's a prince. Why are there pirates on board? I don't get this. As the ship nears the shore, day turns to night and the sea turns violent. That's not good. Looks like it's going down. King's Quest. Looks like they've worked on every single one of them.
Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he is too dazed to remember how he got here. Then, he does remember. The shipwreck, the sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea. That was the last he'd seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men, there is thankfully no trace. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboats survived the currents, and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry.
First off, how could they possibly make their way back to Daventry if it took a giant ship like that to get them here? Hopefully they made it to another part of the island. There's no way they made it all the way back on a little lifeboat. Anyway. Okay, so it looks like this is something.
Alexander's royal insignia ring lies abandoned on the sand. It must have slipped from his finger during the shipwreck. Fortunately, it was not lost in the sea. Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach. A long plank lies on the beach. No doubt it once belonged to Alexander's ship. Alexander pushes the plank to one side. A box has been partially buried under sand.
What's in the box?
Alexander's treasure box lies partially buried in the sand. It must have washed ashore with the other ship debris. There's a copper coin in the treasure box. The coin bears the seal of Daventry and King Graham's noble face. Alexander takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
So you got a single copper coin, which is the equivalent of a penny. Yeah, that's going to do a lot.
Alexander has no use for the... Alexander has... Without a ship, Alexander has no need for a ship's wheel.
Oh, that's the wheel.
Alexander has no taste for salt water.
Alright, well, I think it's a good idea to save. We made some progress. Okay, we got a castle in the one direction and we got a town in the other. Let's see if there's anything in this hole, in the tree.
A hollow in the trunk of the old tree forms a perfect nesting place for wildlife.
I wonder if I can talk to it.
Hello? Is anyone in there?
There is no reply from the hollow in the tree.
Wow, I can talk to it, but there's nothing in there.
Alexander examines the tree's hollow, but finds nothing of interest. Alexander has no need to care.
Well, let's go to town first before we go to the castle.
The peddler's pole provides convenient transportation of the lamp seller's wares. There are 6 new lamps on the pole.
Old lamps for new. Old lamps for new. Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, well, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
Yeah, I don't know how profitable that is. All you have is lamps. You don't have any money. Let's see if there's anything in here.
A large round pot is one of the pottery pieces on display outside the shops.
Good day.
Good day, merchant. Can you tell me what land this is?
By the moon's light, what a question! You must have been out too long in the sun, or perhaps knocked your head upon a rock.
No. Well, perhaps. I was in a shipwreck, you see. My crew and I were trying to reach the land of the Green Isles. I think, well, at least I hope, my men got away safely in the lifeboats. But I myself appear to be rather stuck here.
Ah, I see. You must pardon my incredulity, but it has been so long since we have had a foreign visitor. You wrecked your ship, young traveler, due to the currents and reefs around the islands. If your crew was wise enough to steer clear of the isles and head home, they should be fine. In any case, you have met your objective, however bumpy the journey.
You mean, this is the land of the Green Isles? Oh, thank the heavens! I had followed the stars, you see, and I thought I was close, but...
The stars? You must be quite a sailor. But what is the purpose of your visit?
I come for... Well, I mean, I hope to see... I met some time ago.
Say no more. You are smitten with a maiden, are you not? What other than love could so confuse a man's tongue?
I am afraid so. It is Princess Cassima.
By the desert sands, when you fall in love, you do not mess around, do you?
Is she here?
This is the Isle of the Crown, young man. The castle of the Crown stands on the hill. If it is Cassima you seek, that is where to look.
The castle of the crown. Thank you, merchant.
And good luck to you, lad. You shall need it.
Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my business. Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me. But then, I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days.
Alright.
Towering mightily over the other pawn shop curiosities, the stuffed bear makes an ostentatious display.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna get anything more out of here, not without money. So let's go. Let's check out the books.
Hello. I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you?
An old man occasionally steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under a concealing hood. There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." Only one book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book. Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
I think before we see what the book is, let's save it. Just in case I regret it. We'll call it temp. Now let's see what's the book.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
You seriously can't tell me what it is?
Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
Phew, what an incredibly boring book. No wonder the bookshop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly. There's a book entitled The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages on the small table in the reading area. It appears that some regular customer likes that book.
Something tells me I don't want to know who that guy is right away, so I'm not going to diverge any information to him. Maybe he won't be there when I go back in. Nope.
Good day again. How may I help you?
Yep, I don't want to tell him what I'm there for yet. So, let's go check out the castle.
Hello? Is anyone in there?
There is no reply from... The rocks are silent. There's a little hut just off the path. Perhaps the guard dogs have an occasional use for it, but it looks empty now.
No strangers may enter the castle of the crown.
Excuse me, guardsmen. Guard dogs. I've been traveling for months to see Princess Cassima. I would like an audience, please.
I'm sorry, but the princess is not receiving visitors, particularly not strangers.
Well, that stinks.
The narrow path ends abruptly at a pile of boulders. The narrow path ends abruptly at a pile of boulders. The wall is quite solid. Alexander's hands would give way long before the wall is quite...
All right. I guess it's all again here. I guess we'll head back into town. I don't have much choice. I guess I'll talk to the shopkeeper.
Good day again.
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I'm on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands: the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days. And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander. Alexander rests his feet for a moment. Alexander picks up and leafs idly through a book called The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages. Well, that was refreshing.
Alright.
Alexander is standing on a sunny village street. There are open shops to his right, a hard-packed path beneath his feet, and palm trees waving over his head. To the north, a key-shaped arch leads to another part of the village.
Well, I guess that's all we got to do now.
There are rose bushes back by the house, as well as the ones on the fence. Somebody who loves roses must live here. There's a young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long, plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes, and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant, or even worse, a slave. The serving girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes. The girl is too far away to hold a conversation with Alexander.
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those roses! I've told you 1,000,000 times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you! You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning! And get your veil back on! No one wants to look at your face!
Yes, stepmother.
Wow.
Alexander has not been invited to pick the family's roses. Alexander doesn't want to intrude on private property unless he's been invited.
Okay, so we're not going there.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
A young boy is happily swimming in the sea off the docks.
Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
I know this is going to end badly, so let's go for it.
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier. The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
Help me!
Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
Tickets up. Next.
Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
I like it when they specialize it on certain ways of dying instead of just a generic one. Thankfully, I had planned to die, so I wasn't worried.
What are you...
Good day. I'm Alexander. What are you doing in the sea?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm swimming. I mean, come join me. The water's wonderful. I can show you the way to the next island. Come join me if you're brave enough.
That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
He had the same eye as the wizard.
Alexander feels his pockets carefully to make...
No, I want you to knock on the door.
Alexander What would Alexander do with that huge sheet of canvas?
No, knock on the door. There you go. Nice job.
Yeah, what do you want?
He's pleasant.
Go away! The ferry's out of business! I said the ferry's out of business. What do you want to keep bothering me for?
Alexander promises himself that he will...
Excuse me. My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me.
Yeah, trying to click on the right
I hear you
area.
used to run this ferry for the islands. I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
You say old Allie sent you? I can't see why. The ferry's not running, you know.
I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside.
Ah, at least I'm making progress.
What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see water again.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing. 'Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
Well, that reminds me of King's Quest 3, which is actually another one where Alexander's the star, and he's abducted by the wizard Murdoch, I think, And guess what? One of his items is a magic map that lets him teleport around to areas he's been before. Only I guess in this case, it's areas he hasn't been before. What is this thing on the table?
There's a rabbit's foot on the table. It seems the ferryman is counting on a little luck.
I wonder if he'd let me take it.
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
Alright. Well, now we know where the next place to go is the shop.
I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
I wonder what he does for a living. If he's just sitting out here. I mean, it's a video game, so it doesn't really matter. But, just curious. Alright, let's head back to the shop. Let's save, just in case some stupid reason he walks off the dock. We'll still put it... actually, I should put it under second. Good, he wasn't stupid enough to walk off the dock. Alright, we want to go to the pawn shop. I think that was it. I probably have to use the hand.
Good
the
day.
Wizard again? Alright, maybe he won't be there if I go back in.
Good day.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Well, I doubt the coin, copper coin's gonna be equivalent. There's only one thing I can think of that he would be willing to take, which is his signature ring. Son tells me I shouldn't give it to him, but I don't have a lot of choice. Let's try the rabbit's foot. He probably will not take it.
Would you be interested in making a trade for this, merchant?
A rabbit's foot. I do not believe I could use that.
I know. I'll give him a penny. That'll work, right?
I have this copper coin. Will it serve in exchange for the map?
An interesting enough piece, but it is not nearly valuable enough to trade for this map. In fact, I would say it is about the worth of our own copper. The only items in the store that I could let go for the price of a single copper are the 4 simple items I normally display on the front counter.
Well, if I can't have the map, Then I suppose one of the counter items will do.
As you wish.
Alexander looks closely at the
great.
items
Now
on
I
the
gotta
counter
pick
near
which
the
item.
map to make his selection.
Huh.
I believe I'll take the tinder box.
Oh, that's not it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll
Okay.
remember.
So
Thank
I
you.
can trade what I just picked up, so that's good to know. This is the only thing I can think of.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold. Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind, and I'll remember about the map.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
Seconds later in the castle.
Master, I was observing in the village as you wished, and I saw a manger. I don't know, a danger? No, a stranger there. He says, he's Prince Blaventander of Slaventry.
He's
You
drunk off the
fool!
mint.
You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
Yes, master.
Now, who did this stranger say he was?
Prince Salamander of Pageantry.
At least he can't get the name right.
You idiot. Are you trying to tell me that Prince Alexander of Daventry
Oh
is
man,
here?
he got it!
Confound it! That's the young man Cassima met at Mordak's castle. The timing
Mordak,
could not be
that's right.
worse. Tell me, what is he doing?
He was in the pawn shop buying a magic smap.
Magic smap? What is this magic smap?
You can't get that
With
right.
the smap, he can travel to other islands. Master,
That's a map, you dolt! Oh, drat it all! I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up. Not now! Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Oh boy. I wonder if I'm allowed to take one of the mints.
An elegant little glass dish decorates the countertop. The dish is full of green mints offered for the enjoyment of the customer.
Let's save just in case. We'll put this under temp.
Alexander takes a mint.
Good, he doesn't eat it. Alright. Well, I think I know what I gotta do next. Oh, the guy's not here anymore. Oh, it's a bird.
Hello, Nightingale. What a lovely tune you sing.
The nightingale only looks at Alexander suspiciously and continues to sing.
Hello! Is anyone in there?
There is no reply from...
Yeah, it was worth a shot. Well, at least I know where to go now. I can't believe that coin was able to buy anything. Apparently it's worth more than a penny. Alright, let's try this map.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Well, the crown is probably not the right idea because we're already there. Let's just move to the Isle of Wonder. That sounds interesting.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
What's this?
A string of letters floats in the water. The letters spell out, "Where are you going?" Alexander's heard of alphabet soup, but this is ridiculous. Alexander doesn't want to taste the salty seawater. Alexander wades into the sea to get the strange object in the water. The ocean currents tug at Alexander's legs. That object is just a bit out of reach. Alexander wades deeper into the sea to get the strange object in the water. The underwater tow is amazingly strong here. It pulls ferociously at Alexander's legs. Before Alexander can retreat, the currents grab his legs. The shifting sand vanishes from beneath his feet. Against his best efforts, he is dragged out to sea.
I should have taken that as a sign.
The currents around the island. As Alexander struggles to the surface for the third and last time, he finds himself wishing he'd paid more attention to the warning signs of an undertow.
Tickets up. Next.
Nothing like getting swept off your feet.
I think I saved it before yeah.
If Alexander takes him.
I have a feeling the item I grabbed is not the right one, so I'm gonna have to trade it for something else. But I don't know what that something else is yet, so I'll just continue with it until I realize. Alright.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alright, we're not falling for that again.
One of the oysters is sitting up in bed and doesn't look very happy. He seems to be the only one who can't sleep. In the oyster's mouth, Alexander can see a glint of white.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
Why don't you let me see if I can help?
No way! No one's looking in my mouth. I hate dentists.
What's wrong with your mouth?
No offense, but it hurts too much to talk.
Why don't you let me see if I can help?
No way!
I wonder if the mint would help.
That won't do anything for...
Nope.
Alexander hears someone coming.
"5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man," said he, "with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies." Old Tom Trow, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
I don't have anything that smells.
Alert, my brothers, as we feared, a man has landed here. A man, so Sailor knows, into the waiting sea he goes.
Okay, so what did we learn from this? We learned that this is not the island we want to go to.
The gnomes toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under.
Tickets up. Next.
Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a consensus.
Okay, so first, we do not go to that island first. So that's 1 down. 3 to go.
The pawn shop's counter is made of a sturdy... Alexander takes a closer look at...
So we have a bird, a flute, and a brush.
I see you have noticed my mechanical nightingale. She is made of plain tin, but she sings the sweetest song you can imagine, barely distinguishable from the real thing. The flute is only made of plain wood, but its notes are fine and true. Ah, yes, the painter's brush. It was well used by one of the island's best painters. There's a lot of creativity in that brush, and its bristles are still in good condition.
I'm gonna take the
Might I
girl.
trade for that mechanical nightingale on the counter?
Certainly. What do you wish to offer me in trade?
I don't think I need this right now.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander
you're
looks
right.
closely
I think
at the
I have
items
to
on the
get
counter to make his
senses
selection.
addressed for all 3 or 4 of the gnomes.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very good, Prince Alex. It is always a pleasure doing business with you. Enjoy the mechanical nightingale and feel free to bring it back anytime.
Thank you.
At least I can't make a mistake. I can always trade it for something else. It's just that island seemed like the least dangerous because the Island of Wonder versus the Island of Beast and the Island of Mountain. But let's try the Nightingale with the Nightingale. It actually was right.
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad.
Hello, little nightingale. Of what do you sing?
The nightingale only looks at Alexander curiously and continues to sing.
Alright, well. Partially there. I guess there's something else I have to do. I know in King's Quest 3 he gave himself the ability to hear animals talking, but it did say it would only last as long as the spell would only last as long as he had the stuff in his ears. Obviously, he's cleaned them since then. Oh, I don't have the mint. Should I go back for the mint? I guess so. Well, I guess since the Nightingale's lowered, I don't need that anymore, so I'll trade that while I'm at it. Oh.
A large round pot is...
What is in here?
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
Okay. We're making some progress here.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Alright, I want to trade the bird.
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
I'm gonna go with the flute.
I'll take the flute.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet. Feel free to trade it back at any time.
Thank you.
And I'll take the
Alexander
mint.
takes a mint.
Just curiosity. I don't know if Alexander can play the flute.
Alexander plays his flute. The nightingale just looks at him curiously.
Yeah, it didn't do anything. Alright, let's head to another island. Hopefully I'll have better luck.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Alright, so we are here. We're not going here. I do not want to go to the Isle of the Beast right now, so let's do the Sacred Mountain.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Hopefully they won't just throw me out like the other one did. Okay, not much progress here. But at least I have some things I can get. Let's see what this is.
There's an ugly flower growing near the base of the cliff. Alexander picks the flower and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor. For a moment he can smell nothing else.
Well, now we know what we use for the scent.
Alexander takes the feather.
And while we're here...
There appears to be something etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer.
Ignorance kills, wisdom elevates.
The rock has been etched by some unknown hand. One may need to read about the Logic Cliffs in the guidebook to the Land of the Green Isles in order to understand this mystical inscription.
Oh, can someone say copyright protection? I'll have to look that up. But that's it for now, so let's try a different island. At least I know how to get past the one elf. I have to figure out how to get past the others. I might have to try them a couple times before I get it
Alexander
right.
pulls out his magic map.
I hope I don't regret this.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Let's save. We'll call this third. What's in here?
Alexander is standing at the edge of the sea on a heavily forested island. As far as the eyes can see, tall trees spread out their branches as though straining to link arms, their tops forming a canopy above. A path leads north through the forest. If the tree stump is hiding anything, it's only local fauna. There's no need to disturb some creature's nest. The denseness of the forest makes it inadvisable to stray from the path.
Alright, let's continue. Since we're safe. We're safe. That doesn't look good.
The forest is dotted with clumps of wild mushrooms.
What is that?
An old abandoned hunter's lamp is hanging on one of the trees. Alexander wonders who might have hunted in these dense woods. A pond lies across the path. The water boils as if over some magical flame. Alexander, not being an expert on poisonous mushrooms, decides not to take a chance on tasting the local variety.
I didn't say he needed to eat it. I just wanted him to take one. Do I have anything I could use against boiling water? I'm gonna say no. I wonder...
That would have no effect.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
That would have no...
Okay, so I guess this is as far as we're getting in there. I guess we're gonna head back to... I think I know what I have to do.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
We are gonna go back to the crown.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
We're gonna get that bird, because I think I need to have that so he'll think it's a bird. I wonder if I can take the bird.
Although the nightingale seems interested in Alexander, she would never allow him close enough to grab her.
Good day.
Alright, let's trade the flute, because I don't think that's going to help with any of the gnomes.
Would you mind if I...
Of course, Princess.
Alexander looks closely at...
I think this is what I want.
That mechanical...
Very good.
Thank you.
It fooled the bird, maybe it will fool the elves, the gnomes, I mean. I'm sure this is going to take a couple shots. It looks like it's really the first and only island I can go to right now. Well, maybe I could go to the mountain one if I look up the code. So we're going to save, since I know I get thrown off pretty quickly if I don't. Here we go.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Maybe he'll... Alright, let's try the shell, the clam shell, and read it the boring book.
Perhaps Alexander should find out more about the oyster first.
Oh, that's right, I haven't been here before.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
Now let's try it.
If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Hey, that would be great.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53 and an eighth bottles of wild beast lard, yields a gilded minnow of precise measurements, 2,069 centidrills by 3,023 and 6/7 puns, not punts, as might be expected. This is not to say, however, in any sense whatsoever, that deviations in mean temperature of 5 or 6 dregs or so
Alexander sees nothing of interest on that part.
indicate a fabrication or derivation sufficiently broad enough to exacerbate the conclusions uncovered in due course with regards to the dimensions, consistency, mass, or thickness inherent in the menial suckling grouse.
Alexander makes a grab for the pearl.
Hey! You fixed my mouth! It feels great!
Ah, the little oyster drifts into peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends.
Alright, so now we have a pearl. Whatever that's good for. Let's save. And let's see if we're good enough to deal with these guys. I know the first thing I need is the flower, so I might as well grab it.
Alexander hears someone coming.
Here we go.
5 fierce guards of the isle be. Watch for a foreign man, said he, with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies. Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Tom Troll I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more.
One down.
Listen, hark you, Grovenor, do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more.
Alexander winds the tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
A nose is not a way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me. Taste, Grump, that we might know whether friend or whether foe.
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Grump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet.
Trilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
Hope I'm right about this.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet.
Old Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter.
How the heck am I supposed to hide what I look like?
Alexander shakes the bottle and imagines he hears a faint swishing sound, but decides he is mistaken.
I think I know what I gotta do.
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
I can't believe it! I was right!
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
I actually had everything I needed.
Alexander did it! He's fooled the guards!
And now I can even grab this thing.
Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?" Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete.
So now I actually have a safe island I can go to. And we are saving all that, because I don't want to go through all that again. Alright. Now let's see what's in this direction.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
Of being killed?
That scrap of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here. Have you changed your mind? My offer of dead wedlock is still open.
I don't think so. I just want the paper.
Alexander reaches out to grab the scrap of parchment.
After my goods, are you? What a greedy little man you are.
Alexander feels the sharp prick of the Black Widow's teeth.
Great.
Then, a strange burning sensation.
Should've known it wasn't gonna be that easy.
That's what you get for preferring that old scrap of paper to me.
Yeah, but you're gonna kill him anyway.
Tickets up. Next.
Why do you think they call her a widow?
Yeah. They definitely did a good job with the characters for the voiceovers. Glad I saved it where I was.
Piles of stacked books, looking ready to topple at any moment, have been arranged haphazardly on the sandy ground. Piles of stacked...
Hey, hands off the goods there, son.
Oh, sorry.
Can we have a conversation?
Hello? Is anyone there in the books?
No, there's no one here.
Maybe he'd like a book.
That would serve no purpose. There's no reason to use that on a pile of books.
There's no reason to use a book. Maybe the sentence.
There's no reason to use that. That would serve. Alexander wouldn't want...
Okay. Well, let's move on. I guess not in that direction. Where are you going? Let's travel down the path.
A mushy swamp lies just off the path. It doesn't look like very good swimming.
Yeah, I don't... Wait, is that a character in the
The
log?
fallen log has a good-sized knot or bump. That bump on the log does not look particularly conversational to Alexander.
What are these? Bottles?
Milkweed thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit.
Can I take one of them?
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush.
Okay.
Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
This is a weird island.
To the right of the path is a little coffee table.
Kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland.
There appears to be a hole in the garden wall. Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard. Wow, it really is a hole in the wall. Zounds, those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protective of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir. Alexander takes a close look at the tomato in the ground. It appears to be darker than those on the vines.
What are you staring at there, boy?
Go away, you rootless thing, you! Yeah!
Yep, that tomato is definitely rotten.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Vines of sweet ripening tomatoes climb up little wooden posts.
Excuse me, lettuce.
The lettuce just gives Alexander the cold shoulder.
Good day, tomato vines.
Good morning.
How did you manage to fall off the vine, Mr. Tomato?
What do you think? I'm old, I'm rotten. Yeah, leave me alone.
If you say so.
After all, you're just gonna let me sit here and rot on this dry ground like everybody else, aren't you?
Why, I don't know. I suppose...
Ah, never mind. Just go away. Ah. Hey, what do you think? Hands off me. Hey!
Alexander picks up Rotten Tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato.
That's funny. Yeah. That's funny.
Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby's tears.
Is that an actual real name of a plant? I wonder if they're babies, maybe they want milk.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason. What a grip! The baby is not at all willing to let go of that milk bottle.
Greetings, ladies. How charming you look today.
The wallflowers are too shy to talk to Alexander.
Good day, snapdragons.
The snapdragons don't seem inclined to communicate with anyone. Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
Well, I know where that's gonna end up.
Alexander is too far away from home to think about taking furniture back with him. Alexander would love to sit a spell. Alexander decides to pick up the hole in the wall. A hole in the wall could be a very useful thing. Alexander startled the poor thing. It's run off to hide behind the wallflowers. The wallflowers, overcome with shyness at Alexander's approach, cluster together and cover the hole in the wall. Alexander can't get it.
What do I have? Let's see.
Alexander doesn't...
Would you lovely flowers be interested in this?
Guess not. Alexander can't make himself heard. Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush. Apparently, the dog would... Alexander already has a bottle.
Oh, it resets. Okay. Somehow I have to get the wallflowers to let me over. Well, I have an idea. Let's visit one of the other islands. Maybe they'll have
Alexander
something.
pulls out his magic map.
I think I know what to do with that boiling water now.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. The fawn is too busy eating to pay attention to Alexander. Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable.
Wow, that actually worked.
Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Ouch! Ow! Ooh, 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 ouch!
The pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater.
Well, he probably would have died if I didn't do that. And now that I have a lamp...
Alexander takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree.
I can trade it with that guy. So we're making progress.
As Alexander continues down the path, he gets the strange feeling that he's being watched.
Come on over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind that stone fella on top of the gate. He won't hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
I'm Alexander of Daventry. Who are you?
What difference does it make? Just come on over here. I'll tell you my life history if you still want to hear it.
He's got the same yellow eyes that the wizard
Tell me.
had.
If it's conversation you want, just come on over here.
And
I'll
the
talk
kid
your ears
had.
off if we can sit down and talk face to face.
We're saving this under temp in case I'm wrong, but I think I know how to get past this.
Alexander picks up the brick. Alexander sees no use for... There's no reason to...
Come on through, I say. I can show you a path through the forest.
Using that on the wall would... The path. The path, like destiny, cannot be altered. There's no reason to...
Okay.
A stone archer sits atop the lintel of the gate like a silent guardian.
I'm
His
not
stone bow is
stupid, I
tightly
know
drawn
it's
and
gonna
fitted with a
shoot me.
single stone arrow.
I wonder if I could still use that inkwell. Looks like it's empty. No, that's the mill. Yeah, I don't have the inkwell anymore. Huh.
Alexander rubs the lamp, but nothing happens.
No, not a genie.
Look, there's no point in hanging out here all day. I can show you the wondrous castle that lies in the middle of the island. Don't be so timid. You aren't gonna listen to me, are you? Well, we'll just see about that.
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared.
I'll have to reevaluate it. At least I picked some stuff up. I got a brick, and I got a lamp.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Maybe I could trade that lamp for something useful.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Do I have anything I could give that bird?
There's no reason to...
No. Oh, he's still... Wait a minute, what's that sign? Was that always there?
Alexander doesn't remember that sign being on the wall before.
Good,
He
it's
decides
new.
to take a closer look. It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice, announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Kasima.
What?
For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles." Alexander feels his stomach lurch and his brow sweat. Wedding? Coronation? If he didn't do something soon, Kasima would become another man's wife.
That's not good.
Alexander feels his pockets carefully.
No, I wanted you to take the sign.
Alexander takes another look at the wedding.
No, I
It's
don't
a
want you...
proclamation.
Yeah, don't. Will I be able to talk to her yet? No.
Are you out here again? Have you finished the chores I gave you?
Yes, stepmother.
Then start!
Yes, stepmother. Right away.
There's no reason to...
There's obviously something I have to do with the house, but I guess I don't have it yet. Let's try the flute with the flowers. I think I've gotten everything I can get out of the bird.
Your candy dish is empty.
I am sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Well, get some more then.
I fear that is impossible. Without the ferry, I can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Oh, I hate not getting what I want.
Alright, let's trade the bird. I don't need that anymore.
Would you mind if I traded this?
Of course, Prince.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
The brush is not going to help me. No. Tinderbox is not going to help me right now, so I'm going to go with the flute.
I'll take the flute.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex.
Thank you.
Wish that guy was back. I have a lamp.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Alright, back to the Isle of Wonder.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Wait, is that a stick?
Alexander sees no point in trying to talk to that stick in the swamp.
So he walks all the way over there just to tell me that? Alright, let's try this. Yep, that was it.
May I have this dance?
Oh, my!
Looks like I nailed it with the flute.
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them.
Even though the music's not playing anymore.
While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall. Alexander doesn't want to pick the baby's tears. They may not be done growing.
So what's the point of giving one of them a bottle of milk? Oh wow, you can open the door? Should have tried that in the first place. Let's save just in case I make a stupid mistake. I get attacked by these horses.
Excuse me. What land lies beyond?
What land? Chessboard land, you knave.
I see. And is Chessboard Land part of the land of the Green Isles?
It is the home of the red and white queens, rulers of the Isle of Wonder, fairest of the islands that owe loyalty to the king of the land of the Green Isles. But perhaps not for long.
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of unity with the great king and queen dead? The princess is worth serving, but the feud with the other isles is strong.
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send the lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, Your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
He was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence. The lump of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
I don't know, black and white go well together.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
Well, at least I got something out of all that. Whatever this is.
The Red Queen has dropped her scarf on the steps. Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
I wonder if I should give it to these guys, and maybe they'll give me a sign of respect.
I found a red scarf. I believe the Red Queen dropped it.
The Red Queen is always dropping her scarves. She thinks it's fashionable. Keep it, and consider yourself honored.
All right. Okay, so let's evaluate things here. We know the item that's on this island that we have to return is the Singing Stone. And we know the Singing Stone is on the Beast's Island, which I'm guessing is the Minotaur. Yay. We do not know what the other two islands need. Now, the items that I have a brick. Don't know what to do with that. I have a hole in the wall. A feather. A pearl. I could probably get my insignia ring back with the pearl. But I don't know what good that would do me right now. Oh, looks like I have another screen. Oh yeah, I got the tomato. I wonder if the spider would take the thread. Oh no. The game just crashed. Well, fortunately, I saved it at the right when he was at the thing, so not a big deal. Give me a minute. I hate when this happens. Well, at least this time the computer didn't crash. 'Cause last time that happened, I lost everything. I had to start from the beginning. That's annoying. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the game back up and running. Hopefully it did not corrupt the save data. Here we go.
A red chestnut.
Excuse me. What land lies?
What land?
I see.
It is the hub, but perhaps...
What do you mean?
What is the...
I must insist. And I suppose who isn't the
Yada, yada,
egg?
yada, yada.
That
We
doesn't...
heard all this.
Excuse me.
Which of...
Quiet your hide.
I'm sorry.
What a ridiculous... Quite ludicrous.
He...
Oh, yeah. The lump of...
That's the sin.
Alexander picks...
Alright, let's save it here. So I don't have to go through that again. If it crashes this time, I'm gonna have to look into what's involved to avoid the crashing. Alright, we'll save it here. Alright, now we want to go see if the spider wanted the shawl. Okay, it didn't crash this time. Let's give the spider this fabric.
Alexander...
Wow. You know...
Oh, drat!
Alexander offers the item to the Black Widow.
No, no, thank you, you sweet man. Like a good little wife, I have no interest in anything except my cozy little web and you.
Alright, let's see what else we can offer this spider.
Alexander offers the item to the Black Widow.
No, no, thank you.
Alexander offers the...
No, no.
Alexander offers...
No, no.
Okay.
There's no reason to use that.
Okay. Well, we will pick this up again on Monday at 7 o'clock, and hopefully we'll continue to make progress. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, and have a great night or morning. Again, see you Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.